Timmy Joe roast my rig! Yeah!
Oh, what kind of rigs will you show me today? What kind of rigs will I roast? Will I just annihilate with my heat vision of roasting power? I'm Timmy Joe, making fun of your computers on the doobly internet, whatever it is. Whatever it is, okay? We're getting into Timmy Joe roast my rigs today. Yeah, this is fun. Second one I've shot in a row. Remember, you can send your rigs to tjroastmyrigs@gmail.com. But I probably won't feature it on the show unless there's something extraordinary about it, okay? And really, I'm saying it's the roast thing because that's just like a thing you say on YouTube and on the internet. But what we're doing is we're looking at interesting stuff here. And I may make fun of it or I may commend you. It all depends on how many zip ties you used, how many pieces of wood are involved, how many weird things are going on, okay? So let's just move on to the first one. There should be some good stuff here. Boom! So, pesky plumbers. Hi, this is my Windows 2000 rig that I made a few months ago. It's kind of a proof of concept. I used a Nike box before. Screws and cardboard box isn't a good idea, so I used a Puma. I know Puma branded shoes exist outside of Europe. Yeah, Puma's a thing. Come on now. Intel Atom CPU and NVIDIA GeForce FX 5200. So, the reason why I'm doing this one is it's just a computer in a shoebox, but I actually did this with probably a way older system than this. Like in 2006, I lived with some buddies and we wound up putting a webcam on one of these, put it in like the closet that was beside our front door and hung the webcam out. And like as the security systems were, you know, not a digital thing yet back in 2006. And we wanted a way to see because we were young and doing illicit things, and we wanted to make sure we answered the door to, you know, the right people, just in case the landlord dropped by or something like that. And so we hung like a, you know, Logitech, you know, webcam out the door and had it running to a shoebox that was in, you know, so it was inconspicuous. It was pretty cool. And this just reminded me so much of that. If I remember correctly, the webcam thing, like you'd have to go and reset it every couple of days, and we just wound up tossing it. But it was built in a shoebox like this. I like your ingenuity. Even if it's like a pretty low-spec computer. But it looks like you're playing Half-Life on it and having fun. So that's all that counts, buddy. It's all that counts. Cool computer. Not really the, you know, most unique idea. I did it in 2006. Moving on, pesky plumbers. Okay, so Maverick Giesler and MD 2020 Orange Jubilee bump compliant. I just had to include this because what's with the tape? The tape? And then he's got like a half-decent VR solution there. Oh, and it's in an old Dell rig, so he cut out his own sign window. And that's the creepiest thing I've ever seen! I don't know. Maybe vacuum? Eh? Stop stealing National Dairy's bot? Maybe build the computer in that milk crate. There you go. But I don't know. It's pretty. Oh, what's this? Turn. I'm not going to say that. So he's got RGB lights in it. He's got some sort of aftermarket cooler or fan on the cooler. Anyways, just stuff hanging there. I noticed that you know, just in case, he's got his thermal paste there. Got to repaste every couple of miles. So you know, I'm ready for that. And then he obviously used a lot of duct tape to get this window into his Dell PC. So this I will call the wannabe gamer, the wannabe RGB enthusiast on a budget. And you know what? You made it happen. So good on you, dude. And just in case you need a rethermal paste, it's a 500 gig SSD Evo drive OEM Dell motherboard. CPU is an i5-2500. My PSU is some non-known brand out there at 600 watts. Well, dude, I know who Zolman is. So I used it for Twitch, Discord, VR gaming, and GTA 5. Also editing videos. I'm not the best setup in the world, but it works for me. Good for you! You got some good zip tie placement there. You got thermal paste in reserve. You've got a unknown Zolman power supply and some RGB. And you made your own window out of... that looks terrible. Start some fucking orange juice sticker on the window. I'm glad it works for you, Maverick. that was a good computer. Moving on. All right. So as bad as that last one was, it was a Dell, cut a window in it, used a bunch of tape, and, you know, kind of jimmy rigged everything in place. This one bugs me 10 times more. So this is from Tefon. Say what you want, heart. This is my baby. I've carried some parts over from my first X58 build, and now it's up to a Z370 system. And yeah, it's got a 9700K, usually overclocked, 1080 Ti. Yeah, thanks. There's all the specs in case you really wanted to know. But I hate stickers. Not a fan of that sticker bombing thing. I think it looks terrible. Some 420 friendly stuff on there, but then the inside of the computer is even worse. I like the Jesus thing. He's got some money and some Nuka-Cola hanging out in there. He's got a little LCD screen for some reason. And what the hell happened to your video card, dude? Those fins look janked. So this is gross. I'm sure it's a good performing system. I wish you could show me what that, is that a hard drive or a little LCD screen? I want to see what the LCD screen does. And then, what the hell, that's the video card in it? What? So what happened to the Aorus? What happened to the original stuff? It was an Aorus. That means it had at least some decent fans on it and stuff. Did they break? I don't know, man. Fans off the wall for sure. I don't like how you didn't power the system on for me so I could see the lights. I don't like the stickers. I think it looks like puke. But I'm sure it works for you. Thank you very much, sir, for sending in your shitmobile. To each his own. Moving on. Aescribium. What? AES Cyprium. Hi Joe, my rig isn't bad, but there's room to rip on it. I built the matching ITX builds for my cousin and myself, a black one and a white one. I'd never built a computer. I like making things out of wood. Here's the story. My cousin Philip is graduating from blah 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 science. Won't turn on blah 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 blah. Here's where it gets unusual. I don't like the way computers look. Boxes with lights. I want to make something that's nice and beautiful to look at. I went into the Core V1 because it's a small steel frame, able to be copper plated? That's what I was wondering about. But I couldn't cool a 3900X into 5600 in the V1, so fuck it. Hang the radiator out the back. I was wondering about the copper plating. So he literally had this thing copper plated? That's so weird. And he's got that white cat of death. He's just staring at me. But he's got that cool keyboard that looks like an old-timey, calculator. And then I like that he went and got the thing brass-plated or whatever, copper-plated, but you don't really see much of it. And then he's got like the little rad hanging out the back. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, these are pretty cool. These are custom-cooled systems. This is interesting stuff. I just can't believe you went to all the trouble of copper plating them. That's pretty cool. So look at pretty well run little custom loop in there with some pretty good parts. So I mean, this is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool system. Can't really give too much hate on that, but I included it mostly for the copper plating. That's so weird. It's interesting, but there's more copper next. So thank you, Cyprium, AES Cyprium, whatever your name is. I like your custom computer, but get this fucking cat out of here. He's gonna shoot me with his laser eyes. On to the next one. So I said copper, right? Kevin, Denmark, apparently from my hometown. I used to call this computer White Lightning since it was in a white Corsair X570X case. But now I don't have a name for it. Copper top, maybe? I don't know. So he was gonna get into mining and then copper plated or put copper foil. Oh, look at that. How you doing? Do you have a bobblehead of yourself? And then Bell, that's like a cell phone company here in Canada. So many distracting things here. So he's got 2 Radeon 7s. Are you still mining? If not, I'll buy one of those from you. Let me know. Yeah, he's got this weird wall of copper and a weird built-up thing. And then, I don't know. What bobblehead of himself. There's so many weird things going on here. Yeah, so, but, At least you got you and your hubby there, up on there. Glad you guys look happy. All right, thanks, Kevin. Moving on. Oh, got some cool ones here. So this is Ozzie 2. Here's my older sleeper PC. It's a modded old Zenith portable computer from 1984. Current hardware, an i7-3770K. Let's just look at the pictures. So this is like first generation laptop, first generation of portable computer from the 80s. And you went and ruined it. And so many people are going to be mad at you. But, you know, it probably didn't work or whatever. And then he slammed a computer in there. And what I love is, like, 0 Fs were given with, like, you know, how good... It literally looks like you just placed everything in there to say that you made this into a portable computer. And, yeah, like... It's just everything's kind of hanging in there. You need to make this better, bro. You need to make it better. But it's a cool concept. I get it. And it looks like you had like a... What was it? Is there a Dell screen in there? What's with the Dell logo? Does the screen come out? I saw a screen there. It's like you got a monitor that can fit inside it. That's pretty weird. So you got a bunch of computer stuff here. So you know what? It's fun to tinker. But I think you need to clean this up because it looks pretty cool. And case in point, here's Jonathan Lee, and this is his Project Beige Box, and this is super cool. This is an old, worth driving far out for $25 worth of equipment. And then he found this IBM clone. They put a Asus Z97 motherboard, 4770, non-K, mismatched 20 gigs of RAM, Vega 56, non-modular PSU, and they just took this like old IBM clone and it has an Atari sticker on it, and they made it work. And this is all, I get it's really hard to do cable management in a build like this, but this is a full setup computer. It's pretty cool. And he's got a little drawer to hide his USB keys and his I/O shield, and there's this like weird front panel, looks like a fan controller / USB 3 hub / card reader. It's pretty cool, and I like this. I mean, it's not the most elegant, but it's much more elegant than this thing was. I mean, this just looks like you kind of slapped it together. So pretty cool stuff. What's your guys' opinion on this kind of stuff? Is this still cool? I have a Tandy 1000 that doesn't work. And I've been wanting to build in its case and find, like, I have the monitor, it doesn't work either. Find an LCD that will fit in it, and then, like, make this old computer, but, like, have it be, like, balls to the wall specs or something like that. I thought that would be cool. But good on you, man. That's a pretty cool little computer. And, you know, it's kind of a shame you don't have some 5 1/4 inch floppy drives in there to kind of, you know, seal the deal. But this is pretty cool. I like it. So it's a good one. So good on you, Jonathan. You did a decent job. Keep up the good work. So then we've got some weird dual CPU systems here. HP repurposed server from Harry Goodman. Hello, here's my HP ML350P Gen 8 rescued from the dumpster at work. Had 2 E5 2670s, 96 gigs of RAM. Put a GTX 1070 Ti. But then you see he's got this weird aluminum block thing going on. And, yeah, look at this. He got some Arctic coolers, but they didn't fit right. So he had to get really creative. Obviously, he got the saw out there. And, well, he made it work. He put this plate underneath there. I mean, these aren't overclockable. They're probably fairly easy to cool, although I'm sure putting a big, thick piece of aluminum in there is going to limit some of the cooling potential, the heat transfer. But, yeah, there's the big, I don't know, it looks like he, lathed it into shape, got those in there. Oh, look at it. It's got his parents up there. Oh, another cat! Oh, Jesus, that's a big server. And then what I love here is, we saw that last picture. Ignore it for a second. He says, then I couldn't close the case, so I improvised with a dollar store bread pan and put some magnet tape. Machine rocks, though. So the last picture here made me die when I first saw it. He's got a bread pan over it so that he could fit the CPU coolers in there. I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty interesting. I guess pretty creative. I mean, if the system works and it's not overheating. But yeah, and you're into remote control helicopters, and yeah, I share your love of guitars, your love of computers, and but get that cat out of here. Get that cat out of here! last one. So here's another one from Stephen Baker. First of all, let me say that I like normal things. Clearly, I have a Frankenstein that for some reason takes a few minutes to post. But when it does, it's a killer machine. So this is like a Dell XPS computer. And he's got me up on the screen there, but pretty like decent setup there. That'd be a cool PC all stock. But then I don't think this could be stock because he's got 2 CPUs in there. He's got like a server situation in there, and he's got 2 power supplies just shoved in there. The hell's going on? There's so many cables in there. He's got to like lay them on the floor. This is a crazy system. So there's a video card, and it doesn't really look like it's in the right orientation. Where is the video card in this thing? It's upside down. I don't know. Did he say if this thing's... It's a super micro board. So it's clearly not supposed to be in this case, but he made it work because these XPSs had really weird motherboards in them. So he made it work somehow. It's pretty cool. But he tells me to get it powered on, he needs to do some like startup sequence where he starts one PSU and then gets the other one going, and then there's a switch on the back, and then maybe it'll get started up, maybe it'll start working. But this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about weird computers, like the harebrained scheme to get this working. And it's got like 2 750 watt plus motherboards in it, some old Xeon stuff, and a super micro board, RX 580, just loaded to the gills in here. It's pretty cool that you got that all working. It looks like you can get the side panel on there too. So very cool. If function over form, but yeah, I like the cut of your jib. That's some ingenuity you got there. 96 gigabytes of RAM. Alrighty, so we got one last one. Loke over here. Hello, this is my contribution to Jimmy PCs. He's got a Gigabyte M5A97R2 motherboard, FX 8350, and then he got creative. He's like, I got a coffee table. I know where I could stick that computer. Ordered some water cooling supplies on AliExpress and got to work. It's just all hanging out underneath there. But I mean, he turned a coffee table into a computer, and there's a lot of like little jagged metal brackets and Noctua fans, but I mean, I get it. Sometimes you don't have enough room for your like 10 power amplifiers for your stereo, and you gotta create some room by building your computer underneath a desk. And when that happens, good for you, man. Good for you. There's no way that water block is doing anything for you. Anyways, so yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Keep up the good work. Greetings from Norway. Greetings to you. So I'm at Watch Timmy Joe Instagram and Twitter. This has been... Oh, wait, there's one more. There's one more. Roast my rig. Look at this. Hot glued. This is pretty cool. I've been wanting to make a Lego PC for a long time. And I mean, sure, I probably could have by now, but it would look something like this. This is not the Lego PC I want to make, but I thought it was cool anyways. I like he's always got like the airflow with the Technics blocks there. But if I'm going to build a real computer with Legos, I want to make sure that it looks good. And this, I'm sorry, buddy, this looks pretty haggard. But I mean, this clearly looks like a project. This isn't your, well, maybe it is. I mean, the case is made from mostly Legos, but the motherboard tray is plywood, and the power button is from an NZXT S340. The case has a front 80mm fan and dual 2.5-inch bays under the hinged cover. It's a Pentium E60. Yeah, this has got to be just like a thing he made with a Pentium E6700 in it. But I mean, kudos to you. But I'm working on a Lego case that's going to cost a pretty penny that will probably look way better than this. But I thought it was cool. When I saw this, I was like, that's the exact opposite of the Lego case I want to build. But it's a Lego case, and you got to give him props for that. Remix Island Music. Thank you. Roast my spare rig. It is a spare rig. So thank you very much for your submission of your Lego PC. This has been Timmy Joe Roasts Your Rigs. And there were some doozies in there. There was some homemade stuff. There was some real Jimmy Rig stuff. It was a good one. If you have a weird computer you'd like to see featured on the show, well, send her over to tjroastmyriggs@gmail.com. Make sure you include 5 pictures and a little blurb with the specs and stuff like that. I like to know what I'm looking at, but if it's an email this long, I probably don't have time to read it. So like make it like this big and interesting, and yeah. So thanks very much for watching. Watch Timmy Joe, Instagram and Twitter. tjroastmyriggs@gmail.com. That's been it. It's pretty good. It's really fun stuff. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in another video. Talk to you later.